What if I told you that the biggest thing holding you back from true happiness isn't lack of success, money, or even love, but the fear of being disliked? Crazy, right? But think about it. How many times have you stopped yourself from doing something you truly wanted because you were worried about how others might react? Whether it's switching careers, pursuing a passion, or even just speaking your mind, the fear of being judged or rejected keeps us trapped in a cycle of approval seeking. And here's the thing, we'll never get that approval from everyone. So today, we're diving deep into the idea of the courage to be disliked. It comes from a book by Ichiro Kishimi and Fumite Koga, based on the psychological ideas of Alfred Adler. If you're ready to stop living for others and start living for yourself, then keep watching. Because by the end of this video, you'll have the tools to break free from the fear of judgment and step into your authentic self. First, let's talk about the 3 invisible cages this fear builds around us. Cage 1, seeking approval. Imagine this. You're sitting at a family gathering, everyone's catching up, and suddenly the conversation turns to you. It's about your job, your lifestyle, or some personal decision you've made. You feel the eyes on you, and then there it is. Someone raises an eyebrow, makes a small comment, and suddenly you're questioning yourself. You feel the pressure to explain, to defend your choices because deep down you want their approval. You need their approval. But let's be honest, no matter what you say or how you frame it, you can't control what they think. Chasing approval is a trap because when we live for their validation, we're no longer living for ourselves. Cage 2, meeting expectations. Picture this, you're scrolling through social media and you see it, the perfect lives, the milestones, the achievements of everyone around you. Friends buying houses, getting married, landing promotions. You start to feel this pressure, this invisible weight of where you should be in life by now. The society whispering in your ear, telling you that by this age you should have checked off certain boxes. And when you don't, you start to wonder, am I falling behind? Am I doing life wrong? But let me ask you this, who defines the right timeline? Whose expectations are you trying to meet? Cage 3, avoiding conflict. Here's a situation we've all faced. You're out with friends or maybe at a family dinner. The conversation starts to heat up. Someone brings up a topic you feel strongly about. You can feel the tension in the air. You know you have a different opinion, but as soon as you think about speaking up, you hesitate. You don't want to stir the pot. You don't want to create conflict. So you stay quiet. But here's the thing. In that moment, as you sit in silence, something happens inside you. You feel that sinking feeling because you know you've just compromised your values, your beliefs, just to keep the peace. I get it. Conflict is uncomfortable, but avoiding conflict often means betraying ourselves. And the courage to be disliked means having the courage to speak up in those moments, even when it's hard. So we've identified the cages, but how do we break free? Adlerian Psychology gives us 3 powerful keys. Key 1, stop living for approval. Remember yourself at that family gathering, desperately defending your choices? The driving force behind that is the craving for approval. The first key is to stop living for the approval of others. This requires understanding a core concept Adler called the separation of tasks. Simply put, it's about distinguishing what is your task from what is someone else's task. Choosing your life's path is your task. How others feel about your choice, whether they like it, hate it, approve, or disapprove, that is their task. You cannot and should not interfere with others' tasks. Chasing everyone's approval is a game you are destined to lose. Only when you stop playing that game do you truly begin to live your own life. Key 2, let go of the expectations of others. Remember yourself on that societal clock treadmill, running yourself ragged? The driving force behind that is the anxiety of meeting external expectations. The second key is to let go of others' expectations. Those expectations of what you should have accomplished by a certain age are just stories told by others, not the only script for your life. Your life is not a race against everyone else for the top spot. It is a journey on your own path, appreciating your own scenery. You have the freedom to define your own success, your own path, and your own happiness. When you let go of the expectations that don't belong to you, something amazing happens. You stop worrying about following someone else's script, and you start listening to your own inner voice. Key 3, have the courage to face conflict. Remember yourself at that tense dinner, choosing silence just to keep the peace? The third key is to have the courage to face conflict. I get it, conflict is uncomfortable, but avoiding conflict often means betraying ourselves. The courage to be disliked means valuing your voice and your truth more than the comfort of silence. Because if you keep silencing yourself, if you keep avoiding the uncomfortable conversations, the peace you have is a false one. And your relationships are fragile, based only on the role you are performing. Speaking your truth, standing by your values, yes, it might lead to conflict, but it's also the only path to being truly respected and to having an authentic self. So, to recap, we've explored 3 key lessons. First, stop living for approval. It's a trap that leads nowhere. Second, let go of the expectations others place on you. They're just stories, not your reality. And third, have the courage to face conflict. It's through those difficult conversations that you stand by your true self. I know these aren't easy steps to take. It's hard to break free from years of conditioning to seek approval, follow the script, or avoid rocking the boat. But trust me, once you start taking small steps towards embracing who you are, without worrying about how others perceive you, the freedom you'll feel is incredible. So here's my challenge to you. Think of one situation in your life right now where you've been holding back because you're afraid of being disliked. Maybe it's a decision you haven't made, a conversation you've been avoiding, or a choice that's been weighing on you. Ask yourself, what would change if you stopped caring about what others think? If you had the courage to follow your own path, even if it meant being misunderstood or judged. You don't have to do it all at once. Start small. Make one decision this week based on what you want, not what others expect. Say no to something that doesn't align with your values. Share an opinion you've been holding back. Think of the great innovators, artists, and thinkers of history. They rarely walked the most crowded path. They chose their own, even when it meant being misunderstood, isolated, or disliked. Their courage to be different is what ultimately earned them the world's true respect. And when you do it, notice how it feels. You'll start to realize that the world doesn't fall apart when you're true to yourself. In fact, it might just open up in ways you never expected. Thanks so much for watching today's video. If this resonated with you, if you felt a little spark of courage while listening, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button and join this amazing community of people who are all about living authentically and fearlessly. And remember, the moment you stop seeking to be liked by everyone is the moment you start becoming truly free.